She knows the plan. 5 minutes after 9 o'clock. The plan is to have a really good radio show, even though we'd rather be out there because it's really beautiful out there right now. Carolyn is here to answer your questions about your lawns and your gardens. The phone number right now for the next 54 minutes is 622-9622. Carolyn volunteers her time every week to do this so that we can all have better, greener gardens. Carolyn is a master gardener. And good morning, Carolyn.
Good morning, Larry. How are you doing this morning?
Pretty good.
Good. It is a beautiful day out there. It's gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, it's just every day. It's
having a great spring.
I know it's hard because there's no rain, so I'm sure that's an issue.
It is an issue, and as you had the report earlier that we are under burn ban. I think it is more than voluntary. I thought I saw on the
really?
county
Did they
website
upgrade it?
I think they actually, or even if it is voluntary, volunteer to not burn.
Well, I'll
not
have to
till
look
we
into
get
that.
some
It was
significant
voluntary
rain.
when I put the news together.
Okay,
I didn't
so
see
that
an update
might have been
that for this morning. Whatever
that it
time
may
was.
not have been. Maybe I just read it as
Mandatory?
Yeah. To me, burn ban just means mandatory. Just don't burn.
We just want the rain to come before the 4th of July
because otherwise you have no fireworks after that. Right.
We've got a few months.
Yeah.
A few months.
So we really do need the rain. Do the rain dance, whatever you gotta do so everybody get out and wash their car at the same time. Maybe
That's
would
it.
work.
Yeah,
That
go
might
wash
work.
your car. Yeah.
And you know what? I need to wash mine, so maybe I should try that. See if I can encourage some rain. I think I heard a possibility, a chance of some showers this weekend or something, but I think it's like hit and miss. One of those kind of things. The temperatures are going to get high enough, but if there's not enough moisture in the air, you're not going to get rain out of it. So
mixing car washing with gardening. My car needs to be washed more often when I park under that tree outside.
Oh yeah. I've always had that. Yeah, I've always had that issue too. To park in the shade. Yeah, you want to park in the shade because it's good for your car. Yeah, it's better for your interior vehicle. And if you happen to have to get in it in the afternoon, it's a little cooler. But then you got to wash your car and all the leaves you got to vacuum out of the. So. The drawbacks.
It is. So how's everything? Let me mention for the listeners, there is also a Facebook page that Carolyn has created just as a counterpart to this show.
Right.
It's simple. Go to Facebook and then type in the garden. You'll see it. Ask to be a member and voila.
Yeah. And somebody somebody tried to become a member last week, and I forgot to try to message them back that it either wouldn't let me do or they dropped it back or something.
What?
I'm not sure what happened with that one. So if you tried last week, I immediately tried to bring you up. I might have had a problem with my Facebook. Or
it says you have one new member on here. I'm looking at it. It says
maybe that is her.
One new member, April. Is that who you?
Yeah, that is who it is, and it wasn't showing up on mine.
Oh, okay.
But then again, I had been on my phone. Didn't have this going for a little while. So.
Do you the picture in the Facebook page shows little stones in the garden?
Yeah, it's a little it's a dish garden kind of thing. It's a little fairy garden, is what that is.
But I know some people do a lot. They put a lot of rocks in their garden.
Oh yeah, people like stone in the landscape.
It does look nice.
It does. I'm not a big fan of it as a mulch material, only because it's heavy.
What is the purpose of mulch? This is maybe
mulch is to suppress weeds. It's used to suppress weeds normally, retain moisture, and then it acts as something attractive as well. Sometimes accenting or just finishing out an area. If you have a large plot that maybe either you can't grow grass in it or you don't want to grow grass in that area, but you only have certain focal plants or focal items. Maybe you do have a large rock and then some other plantings. You may want to mulch around those areas, and that helps to hold moisture, prevents erosion because it's holding the soil in place, kind of stuff. I'm not a big fan of, as I was saying, stone to be used as mulch around trees and stuff. It just, to me, it's heavy. It's, and not just to me, it is heavy on top of that root zone. It does not provide any organic matter back to the plants in the way of decomposition. And then sometimes if you decide you want to change things out, how do you get rid of that stone? I mean, at least wood bark, or wood mulch could be composted later, or turned into a bed or something like that and allowed to finish rotting.
There is a greenhouse taking off on a rocket today, going up to the space station.
I heard that report. That's fantastic.
Yeah, advanced plant habitat.
Yeah. Well, one thing interesting with that is that they could actually. Now, here on Earth, we have certain seasons based upon temperature, lighting, etc. Well, in space, under a climate-controlled, you could have the correct daylight and the correct temperatures anytime. You just create it. You just turn the air conditioner up or the air conditioner down. Whether or not you got warm air, to where for us to grow lettuce in May, June, July, and August it's a futile effort because it's not going to taste good. But you get the temperatures down, you could be in outer space, and you get your temperatures down, you can actually grow it.
So I showed you my apple tree in a cup.
You did.
So I have a question.
It's gotten bigger. It's got true leaves starting on it now.
I know. I should show it on the video.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Do I have the video going? Oh, I got the video going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just put it here. Here.
Let's see.
Put the camera. There it is. Look at there. Some leaves growing. Yeah, there you go. Now it's focused. There you go. All that white stuff, that's just the wet paper towel. The green thing right there.
In the center there.
Yeah, just about in the center. So my question is this. How come I don't see apple trees anywhere around here?
They're in people's backyards, but there's not very many.
So this will grow?
And it will become a tree. I just don't know. It probably will never fruit for you.
Robin said it was a Gala apple that I got the seed from.
I don't think Gala grows here. I mean, and fruits here. The tree will grow. But just to get it, the fruit probably won't happen. I don't know the chilling hours. Let's see. I wonder if I can bring that up. I just want to look it up. Okay, we got a call? Well,
yes,
we'll do a call then.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yeah, good morning, yes, and my grandfather always said that the hardwood fruits needed 2 trees to properly propagate.
Most of your apple trees do, that they need the cross-pollination, because here we grow, there's up to 3 varieties that I know of here, or the most common would be the Anna and the Dorset, is what everybody plants together, or within the same property.
Yeah.
And the Einsheimer, I believe, is the name of the third one, that can be substituted in there. But you do have to have
up north
two.
We had the Baldwins and the Macintosh and like that.
Right.
And the Delicious, yeah.
Correct. Yeah, that's one. That has to have it. Nowadays, some of the other fruit trees, your peaches and things like that, don't necessarily have to have them because they've been bred to be. Self-pollinating. And I think they were somewhat self-pollinating to begin with. I think they've just improved upon that by cross-pollinating them and getting the genetics that they needed, so that you don't have to have a yard full of trees in order to get some fruit.
Yeah, all right. Have a good morning, all.
All right, you too.
Thank you, Jim. We're up against the first break. Can you believe it? All right, the phone lines are open. We'd love hearing from you. I see a call coming in. If you're just hanging there about, looks like 2.5 minute break, we'll be right back with Carol Ann. The phone number, if you don't know it and want to call in, is 622-9622, and we will be right back with Carol Ann.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Tuesday, a warm day with intervals of clouds and sun and a high of 80 along the coast, 88 inland. Mainly clear Tuesday night, low 60 inland, 70 along the coast. Partly sunny for Wednesday, high 81 at the coast, 86 inland. And on Thursday, more sun than clouds and warm, high 81 at the coast, 87 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Veterans are the foundation upon which our freedom is built. Listen to The Source, WOCA, each Thursday at 9 a.m. to Veterans News with Hank Whittier from Vets Helping Vets. You'll hear tributes, information on veterans issues, and stories that will make you laugh, cry, and feel proud. Veterans News always focuses on the military, past and present, and on our first responders. Veterans News is brought to you each week by Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery, keeping you blooming since 1952. Robin, how do you like my design?
You're designing a box?
That's not a box. It's a doghouse.
Rough draft for your rough? Sounds like you need personal service.
I do?
Yes, to print the blueprints. See Mark at the Personal Service Center. He can print blueprints, notarize permit applications, print and mail out invoices, and even provide great-looking business cards.
Personal Service Center. That's the one on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street, right?
Just look for the yellow signs. Your pedigree palace will be a reality in no time.
WOCA gets results.
Hi, this is Leah Caruso with Strive Physical Therapy Centers. One of the things that Strive does is we try to track how people learn about us and what they hear in the community about us. So that's one of our questions. And a lot of times they said they've heard us on the radio or they heard something on the radio that really touched them or a member of their family. WOCA has been extremely helpful in Strive's goals to educate the community.
WOCA gets results.
All right, 17 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's return now to Carol Ann Baldwin in the Garden with Carol Ann. Again, the phone line is open, and the number is 352-622-9622.
And of course, because this won't flip automatically, so I'm sitting here trying to read a chart here on apples. But there is another apple in for Central Florida that's called Tropic Sweet, and that's another low chill hour apple. And that's what happens with us, is that we need our apples to have the low chill temperatures, which means fewer hours below 40 degrees. To have the dormancy and to break a dormancy to come out of it so it'll actually flower and fruit for us.
So we're not quite far enough north. Huh?
No.
Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I have an Asian pear tree
that
I love, and it's doing fair. It's just now putting leaves out, though, and I have never had any. Now, I had one bloom last year on it, but that was it. And I guess I've just heard you say recently that pears have to have a mate. And I'm wondering if that has to have it.
Not necessarily, because the only time that it's going to need a mate would be when it's flowering. So it actually has to flower initially. But pears don't usually need a pollinator. They're normally self-pollinating. They just, how long has it been in the ground?
Well, it's been in the ground for a couple of years. I had it in the ground and it wasn't doing well at all. It was too shady where it was. Oh, I see a bloom on it now.
Well, good.
Well, it's a bud. It's not bloom yet.
Sure.
Oh, my, it's doing all kinds of things this morning. It wasn't yesterday.
Well, it just needed the right day. A lot of times, and which one did you say it was?
The Asian pear, and I have friends from the Philippines who had them.
Okay.
And they're huge and taste like apples to me.
Oh, yeah.
I loved them. And I hope I get some fruit on it, because it's been I had to wait when I ordered it, and I was going to ask, where can we get more if it needs a friend?
Quite possibly. I mean, so someone else gave it to you, or it was grown from seed?
No, I ordered it from Blue Star, and they got it for me, but they didn't have it, so.
Right. But, trying to get another Asian pear, I'm not real sure if you're going to find them locally. It would probably be the kind of thing, that you may have to look at, that you may have to order. But whether or not it's going to have the right chilling hours, I'm trying to find it now to see.
grew them, and they're beautiful shade trees now in Gainesville.
Okay,
So
but do they get fruit?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Okay.
Fruit so big that it pulls the limbs down, and that's where I learned to love them.
Okay.
So yes, they did very well in Gainesville.
Okay. Well, and in Gainesville, we should be all right with the same type of temperatures that they've got. They may get a couple of extra, but not enough. Not generally a significant enough difference in the amount of chilling hours on that. So I would just figure that because you had to move it, when it went back in the ground, it kind of started over on its cycle of trying to get itself established, because again, it had to make more roots, had to make it, get itself settled in there. If you've gotten bloom now, it's actually kind of a late bloomer to me, because a lot of times, when we have our dormant period, sometimes it'll break that dormancy in like January or February, and next thing you know, you see all the fruit trees, peaches and pears and everything blooming like crazy, and then we get a cold snap and it kills off all those buds. Or all those, all those flowers, all those fruits. So we lose it ahead of time because we get that chill hours early, breaks the dormancy, they bloom, and then we freeze again. So with getting flowers now, you actually have an opportunity to actually get fruit off of it, even if it's just one or two. So.
Right. Okay. Well, the fruit is actually the size of a grapefruit. And it tastes just like an apple to me.
Just a nice crisp.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and I bet that it would be great for baking as well.
Oh, quite possibly.
But anyway, they're something. So anyway, well, I thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm still going to keep looking for another one. Because I want it.
just to be safe. But like I said, because you've got buds on it now or flowers starting on it, there's a good chance that you will get a few fruit at least this year.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, fantastic. I'll definitely look forward to this year.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Okay.
You too. Bye.
That was fun. Phone line again, 622-9622. Looks like you have another phone call coming in. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
I have a question.
Okay.
I have papaya in my yard.
Okay.
And my understanding is that the papaya has to have they have to have a male and a female tree. Well,
let me
tell you, I've been up and down these trees from the root to the head, and I don't see anything that indicates either one.
Some papayas are self-pollinating.
Well, I gave my sister some these things were basically in a pot.
Right.
I can start them in a pot, no problem.
Okay.
I gave her two or three of them. She planted them in her yard over in Del Webb Spruce Creek over in Summerfield.
Okay.
Within a year, these things were like 20 feet tall, had papaya on them. It's unbelievable. I've had mine for 3 years, and the biggest one I've got is about 2 inches of a papaya, and it just looked at me one day and fell off.
Oh, they are a tropical fruit that needs they do actually need quite a bit of water.
Okay.
They are one that needs a regular, thing of water. Central Florida, here where we're at, they figure that our average is supposed to be like 365 inches of water a year. Well, because it's a tropical plant, it's probably needing more like 400 or 500 inches of water. Yeah, so it may not be getting enough water. And then a nice organic soil and a regular feeding. So if, I don't know if your sister's doing anything different, or if hers are within an area that they're picking up.
Yeah, she probably waters them and feeds them, and I just put them in the ground and watch them die.
And let nature take its course. Now, you gotta give them a little boost on that. And like I said, some of them are self-pollinating. Once they flower, you can actually see. You can tell on papaya, and generally any of them that that need to be pollinated, which flower is which. The male papaya tree generally puts on more bloom. He's the showy one, just kind of like a bird or a fish. He's the one standing out. Right, he's going to be the one standing out and trying to attract a mate. Well, in his instance, he's trying to attract bumblebees to come bring pollen back and forth to the ladies.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Amazing.
Okay, well, that explains a lot to me, I think.
I spend the papayas and the bees.
Cut these things down and give them to my sister.
Yeah, just give them a little water and see whether or not they'll come up and do something for you.
Well, they're pretty neat. I mean, the trees are relatively healthy. Like I said, I've got I think I've got about 8 of them around the house.
Oh wow!
But the tallest one is about 2.5, 3 years old, and it's about 10 feet tall.
Oh, that's almost like a dwarf.
Yeah. Well, they came to the same tree that I gave her.
Huh.
Mine at the base is about maybe 4 inches at the base, and hers was like
8 or so,
like 8 inches at the base.
I think water, sunshine, and fertilizer. That's going to be what they need.
Okay. Well, that answers a lot. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So you were telling me that my Gala apple is a patented apple.
Yes.
And what does that actually mean?
That means that someone has crossbred it to the point where they got the apple that they wanted, and it's patented. They've registered that gene sequence to where it's. The plants themselves are actually probably now sold out on the market pretty easily, in areas that can grow that apple. But you're not allowed to take the apple seeds, take cuttings, whatever, and grow them and sell them without proper approval from the patent holder.
I hope that
just with anything that if it's a patented thing, you can't just go out and remanufacture it and sell it under your own name.
Can I put it on eBay?
No.
Can I put my apple tree on eBay?
Nope.
That's crazy.
But there's several items like that, and actually here in Marion County, a few years back, with the knockout roses, for example, are one they are grown here in Central Florida, sold all over the place, but they're patented. They're a patented rose, and there was a nursery who was propagating their own and selling them, and they got caught.
Oh, really?
They got fined. Yeah, I believe all they did was get fined and told not to do that. It's the same thing as a musician. You're playing their music without paying the royalty. That's where it comes in from. But it's one of those things that just steps over a little bit of a legal line. You figure someone spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to breed this, and you're going to go and take cuttings and start them all for free. And so it's a no. People don't always realize that.
So I can't make money from my tree.
Can't make money from your tree. Well, if you were to grow apples, from it, you could have a little apple stand sitting out on the street corner.
Right.
So apples.
I would love to know the details about how they do that. I guess how.
It's just like I said. It's a breeding. It's a cross.
But they take something that's made by God and then they change it to be clean.
Well, they take certain characteristics and hybridization and things like that, cross pollination, and change what was nature. If you're doing it the old fashioned way, it is by taking two fruit and cross pollinating, taking that seed, growing that out, and going from there till you get the characteristics that you need.
I was hoping I could retire with this apple tree.
No, sorry.
All right, we'll take a little break. We've got a half hour left. Carol Ann does this show each Tuesday for a full hour, and she volunteers her time to do this, so we want her to know how much we appreciate it. And if you'd like to call in about 3 minutes, 622-9622.
Fox Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. President Trump in his first tweet of the day urging voters in Georgia to get out for a special election, warning against Democratic candidate Jon Ossoff.
He is attracting a ton of star power. Samuel L. Jackson cut a radio ad for him. The Democratic Party has given him more than $8 million, with 80% of the money coming from outside of the state.
Fox's Kristen Fisher. A nationwide manhunt underway for the suspect in a killing in Ohio, uploaded to Facebook on Easter Sunday.
The police say they have not heard from Steve Stevens since detectives got him on the phone shortly after that disturbing upload. So they say his last known location was the murder scene where he allegedly shot 74-year-old Robert Godwin Sr., who was picking up cans off the sidewalk.
Fox's Peter Doocy and French officials say they thwarted an imminent terror attack, arrested 2 suspected radicals in Marseille. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Geico presents a voicemail from your friend, Washing Machine.
Hi, it's Washing Machine. It's about, 7 o'clock on Wednesday. So, good news, bad news. First, I found your lost sock. Exciting! Also, I might have maybe flooded the whole basement. It's going to be pretty expensive. But hey, at least you got that sock.
Your washing machine won't pay for water damage. Luckily, one call to the Geico Insurance Agency makes it easy to switch and save on homeowners insurance.
HelloFresh delivers recipes and ingredients for a home-cooked meal in around 30 minutes. Like this recipe. Start with a working couple. Add 2 demanding jobs. Mix all too well. Receive HelloFresh delivery. Trim off temptation to order pizza. Follow step-by-step recipe until holy ravioli. You can add mushroom ravioli gratin to your resumes. Fist bump and enjoy. Delicious ingredients you'll love to eat. Simple recipes you'll live to cook. HelloFresh. Get cooking. Get $20 off your first delivery plus free shipping at hellofresh.com/radio.
Hi, I'm Big Daddy Don Garlitz, asking you to support adoption by purchasing a Choose Life license plate from your county tag office. You know it costs a lot to give a child life. Many times a woman is forced to make a bad choice because of financial pressures. Help save the lives of the unborn children by aiding women whom choose life instead of abortion. Take a stand for life. Purchase your Choose Life license plate today. For more information, go to chooselife.org or call 352-624-2854.
Cookies, 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 cookies. We go cookie eating cookies.
When you want something special and fun for any occasion, get cookies. King Cookie in the Paddock Mall in Ocala will make a delicious, fun-filled delight just for you. So next time you're in the mall, stop by King Cookie or call 352-237-2557. KingCookieOcala.com. Customized cookies, cakes, and more. King Cookie.
Eating cookies, we're so happy eating cookies. Cookies!
Career Source Citrus Levy Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source Citrus Levy Marion and learn how they can help you.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
I'm Jan Marino from Palm Garden of Ocala, and I'd like to tell you about the Palm Garden Way. We promote individual care, of course, but we also encourage GEMS. That's going the extra mile, and these are thoughtful individual gifts that make each guest stay special. A gem could be a daily latte or a new book or something else that means a lot to our guest. To find out more about the Palm Garden Way, take a tour, located on the corner of 27th Avenue and 34th Street in Ocala.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock, Carol Ann Baldwin is here. If you have a question about your lawn, your garden, or you just want to say hi to Carol Ann, all of that is okay. The number is 352-622-9622. By the way, 66 degrees right now.
66 degrees. Yeah. We're having just a beautiful spring, and I don't care anybody who's saying that, it's hot. No, it's not. It's
not
nice.
Hot at all.
It's gorgeous. We've had some wonderful weather. I think somebody asked me the other day, when did I think that the heat wave was going to hit in? I said, I give us to Memorial Day, and I mean that's pretty normal, really. I mean, we've had beautiful April, and I think May. We're 2 weeks or 3 weeks into April. We got another 5 weeks, 6 weeks to go until Memorial Day. I think we're doing a nice spring. People don't realize that our spring is different than a northern spring, but these 60-degree, overnight temperatures and getting up, even though we hit the high 80s, it's not for long. So enjoy it while we can.
You do have a phone call.
Fantastic.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Hi, Carol Ann.
How are you doing?
Hi, Larry.
Hello, Hugh.
Yes, to me, April is the best month of the year. You get your, where I am here, it's always in the upper 50s at night and around 80 or low 80s during the day, and no humidity. The only problem is rain, but other than that, to me, it's the nicest month of the year.
Oh, yeah. It's April, yep. What you got?
Oh, okay. Out here where I live on the highways now are the "You Pick Blueberry" signs.
Yes.
And there's an arrow and it points down the road, and I know there's a farm about maybe 2 miles down the highway.
Sure.
I have never done this. I have no experience. I just was wondering if you have done it and what to expect when you do it.
I have picked blueberries, and it is very productive. It doesn't really take you that long to pick a mess of blueberries either. They will go in, tell you what the price per either pound or per bucket, depending on how they do, and then they will put you in an area that they want you to pick from. Because they will maybe have picked out one section and they're waiting for some to ripen, so they need people to work in the, to pick in this other section, so that you actually are going to find plenty. And really, the berries will just, if they're ripe, they just kind of come off in your hands. So you really just sort of touch them and let them drop in your hands and put them in your bucket. Bring yourself a couple bottles of water. It is warm. Just closed-toed shoes. I've never had an issue with any insects or anything, but I would do closed-toed shoes, and if you have mosquito issues or something like that, wear your mosquito protection or sunscreen or something like that for that, or long sleeve shirt. But there's no thorns on the shrubs, but they are a shrub, so they can be sticky, pokey or scratch. You could get scratched, but not thorns.
Are the plants low to the ground as you have to bend over quite a bit?
No, they're actually, blueberry bushes I think they keep them about 6 feet high. So you're just standing up going, you might reach down to reach some lower ones, or if you have somebody short, they can reach the lower ones. And but watch it with children, they'll eat more than they put in the bucket. But no, they're
when an area is picked out, does a new blueberry go back on the bush eventually, or is it
once the bush is picked clean, that's it. But they have, blueberries will ripen over a different period. So what the growers will do is they will have certain sections that say, today's Tuesday, they're working on plot B, and that they will, they'll have people who come in, that you're going to come in and you pick, this is the section they're going to put you on. They're going to tell you, leave plot A alone, there's nothing left over there, so you would be wasting your time, and we don't want you going over on plot C because, we're going in order.
Yeah.
So they try to do it like that. But once the fruit is done for the year, that's done. It's really a fairly short season. April, May, June, I think we're finished with Florida blueberries pretty much.
Yeah. When you go to the store and pick blueberries, buy blueberries, they're rather expensive.
Yes.
Are you saving money by doing this by yourself?
Yes, actually you are, because they're charging, I think in the supermarket, you usually find them on sale for 2 for $5 on pint containers. And so you're looking at I think, I'm not even sure if that pint box is more of a dry measure versus it's actually 16 ounces. So you're going to buy by the pound normally from the blueberry farm. So it's going to be, I had spent a couple of years ago that I went, and I'm not sure even what we paid. My husband and I each got a little bucket. We went out, an hour later, we came back. Yeah, that was about what we wanted. We had plenty for fresh. I froze some, for later use because blueberries freeze so easily. And it was, one, it was fun. And so, and the other was that, those blueberries were truly fresh.
Yeah, well, one of my all-time favorites is blueberry pie with a scoop of frozen custard. So I'm looking forward to it. And I'm glad I answered a question about freezing them. I'm glad you can freeze them.
Yes, yeah, real easy to freeze. Just rinse them off. You might even put them on like one layer on a cookie sheet. Use like some parchment paper. Makes it easier to get them off. Not that they'll stick, but you can roll them around and then dump them into your container that you can, get the air out of. Put them in a Ziploc bag, plastic container, something like that. And they'll keep for several months like that. You can use them just, moreover in like smoothies or muffins, baking with them, pancakes, however you'd like.
Okay, well, nice talking to you and have a great day.
All right, you too.
Thank you for the call. Gosh, all this talk about you can tell everybody's in the springtime. Spring fever.
And it is the blueberry season. And blueberries are a fairly short season, so if you do enjoy them, get them while you can. And I think they're cost effective to go out. Plus, it is again, like I said, the fresh air, the sunshine. Something fun to do is, and I believe you are saving a little bit of money getting your own and going to the supermarket and trying to get enough to really make something with. You're gonna pay quite a bit.
I guess it's akin to going to cut down your own Christmas tree. It's just the act of going out and doing
it makes it a little more special. But also too,
nice.
It's just something fun to do. Go pick some blueberries or go have breakfast. Go pick some blueberries. I would go early in the day, and I think they usually do. They base their hours sort of within that. Go early so it's still cool. Why be out in the sun beating down if you don't have to?
This goes back a very long time. My sister used to walk out when we first moved to Florida, so this was the 70s. She'd walk across the street and there was nothing but woods over there.
Right.
And she'd walk deep into the woods and she'd find all these wild berries. I don't know if they were raspberries. I don't know what they were.
Blackberries. Well, we call them blackberries.
They might have been. I have no idea. And she would wash them, put them in a bowl with some sugar. And they would. Oh my gosh, they were so good. And they're just growing out there in the wild.
They're and when they come up in people's landscapes, everybody curses them because they are very, very thorny, very pricky. So when you go to pull weeds, if you don't have gloves on and you grab that one, it's going to hurt. But they do. Those grow wild, here, and they are fantastic because we go out and go get them ourselves. There's some not far from us too. But if we don't get rain, you don't get good berries because nobody's watering them.
My lack of really knowledge about all this stuff is I would be afraid I'd pick something poisonous or something if I
that's it. Sort of knowing what you're going after is your best way to or going with someone who does know. So that's your best way to.
But those wild berries, could you pick them or pick part of the plant and put them in your yard so that they were growing in your yard?
You could move them over into your yard, or you could go out and get varieties that are thornless, that don't have thorns on them. There are some that are a little more what they call upright, or that they grow erect, where they grow just standing up, self-standing versus needing to be trellised or allowed to sprawl. The wild ones sprawl all over the ground or climb up some bushes nearby. Out. If you go out to the woods or to the local field and go pick those, do watch for snakes because that's their habitat.
Oh, yes.
And you may find them under there, especially because birds and other animals will also eat those berries. And so, what better place to be a snake and hunting for you?
I see evidence of birds eating those berries on my car.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, it's not white. It's
a nice purple splot.
Yes.
And the birds found some nice patch.
They're out there.
To eat.
Yeah, but the snakes. An interesting point there because I can remember coming across a few.
Yeah.
Only once in my life did I see one that was a rattlesnake, and I'm not an expert, but I know it was a rattlesnake.
Right.
There was no mistake
no
in that
mistake
one.
in that sound.
Hey, Robin reminded me that we have a $20 gift certificate for Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery. They've got so much over there, and we've been learning so much more since we've had Lori Williams on every other day or every day, or twice a week or something. So anyway, $20, Bob Wines. The certificate is yours if you call right now and ask for it. But you got to be the first one. 622-9622.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Tuesday, a warm day with intervals of clouds and sun and a high of 80 along the coast, 88 inland. Mainly clear Tuesday night, low 60 inland, 70 along the coast. Partly sunny for Wednesday, high 81 at the coast, 86 inland. And on Thursday, more sun than clouds and warm, high 81 at the coast, 87 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
You're going to love your new windows and the immediate energy savings when you work with Renewal by Andersen. You'll experience legendary quality installation. Visit renewalbyandersen.com for a free in-home consultation with the pros. Right now, save 20% on every window and door, plus 20% off installation. No money down, 0% interest, and 0 payments for 12 months with approved credit. Visit renewalbyandersen.com. Renewalbyandersen.com. Offer ends April 30th. License CGC 1524135.
Sunrise Automotive, this is Matt.
Hey, Matt, it's Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Listen, we're going to be doing some traveling, and I need to make sure the car's in good shape.
Why don't you just bring it on by? Let us check it out. We can check all your belts, your hoses, your tires, all your fluids. In out of town, is that up north in the cold?
Yep.
Okay. Let's check your antifreeze. Also, let's make sure your washer fluid has got alcohol in it so it doesn't freeze up north, because that makes for a rotten day. And let's check your air pressure in your tires. Let's look at your brakes, make sure everything is safe and secure there. Let's go through it and just make sure everything is ready to go on the road. You due for an oil change?
Yep.
Whenever you come in to get your oil change, we always check your belts, your hoses, all your lights. We go through and make sure that everything is working properly. We check all your fluid levels. We do that every time you come in to Sunrise Automotive.
So just call you back at this number?
Yeah, just give me a call back at 690-1993 whenever you're ready to come in. And you can drop it off, leave it with us, whatever is most convenient for you. Look forward to seeing you at Sunrise Automotive.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
Now read Ocala Downtown Newspaper online.
News happens fast. And when it happens here. The leader in talk radio.
All right, 12 minutes before 10 o'clock. Beautiful. Just a beautiful day out there, Carolyn.
It is. And going back to our apples, because we didn't get, I finally was able to turn my head sideways and read the chart here, because it doesn't auto turn. It doesn't. You're right. It doesn't. It's. I have a Chromebook. It's not fancy, but the Gala apple, we went through that. Larry's got his little seedling growing, but the chilling hours, even though this is from a UF-IFAS publication, low chill apple cultivars for North and Central Florida, or North Central Florida. And I'm going to say this would be more definitely for North Florida, getting up near the Georgia border, the Panhandle area, things like that for the Gala, in order to bother trying, because it's a 600 chilling hour apple. And you get to the Anna, which is recommended for our area, it's a 300, so half the amount. The Dorset is 250. And I think the reason we got away from the Einsheimer somewhat is that it's a 450. So it's getting a little higher on that. And then the other cultivar that they were mentioning as, I guess, just a new variety that would work for us, and its origin is here in Florida, is the Tropic Sweet, and it's 300. So that's one that would be, right within there. So if you can find the Anna, the Dorset, the Tropic Sweet, you need 2. So in order to get anything out of it. And the rest of these look kind of high. Yeah, the Tropic Sweet's at $250. There's a 375. I can't pronounce the name of that one because it's sideways. But even that's a little bit high on the hours. I'd be looking at the 300 or below to try to really get something good out of it.
So
350.
We'll see. I'll just grow it
Grow it for fun. I mean, when I lived in New Jersey, I grew a seed-grown orange tree, citrus tree. I don't remember now if it was an orange or tangerine or what. And it was the greatest little tree. I kept it in a pot. It was in my bedroom, never flowered, but it was quite the conversation piece. But when you crushed a leaf, it smelled like citrus.
It was
And so that was my connection back here.
Right.
That was my way to go to Florida in January.
That's what I was thinking.
You're in high school. You want to escape. Yeah, I'd go and hang out with my orange tree in my bedroom, and and when I moved here, unfortunately, I had to give it away because I couldn't transport it, to Florida. So you can grow your apple tree and enjoy that. It's really kind of cool.
Did you happen to keep up with the giraffe story, by the way?
I heard she gave birth.
Yeah.
Finally.
So the guy who cares for the giraffes was on the news, and he was up in the loft so he could stand at head level and hand feed her. And you could see when he was talking to the news person that there were tortoises up there.
Oh.
And the reason they're in the upper level of the giraffe enclosure is because heat rises, and the tortoises this is upstate New York is where this place is.
Oh, yeah.
So in the winter, they have to have a place that's where they keep them in the winter, the whole winter long.
Warm, yeah.
And I thought with some plants have to have a certain amount of cold.
Right.
I guess every living thing has to have
certain temperatures, right? And tortoises are, they don't regulate their body temperature. They're I guess reptilian. No, I don't guess they're reptile. They're tortoises. And they're cold-blooded.
Yeah, I would think so.
So that trying to regulate, that's why they bask in the sun and things like that. But
nature is just amazing to me.
By
the way, speaking of nature, Kathy put on the In the Garden Facebook page.
Right. The swallowtail butterfly and the orange dog caterpillar, which is that's the caterpillar for
the one that makes the one that's the same animal.
That's the same critter is the orange dog. And the orange dog, if you are on the Facebook page, you'll see her giant swallowtail caterpillar. You will find that larvae, the orange dog caterpillar, on your citrus trees, wild lime, there's a few other plants, but they do look like a bird poop.
They do.
That is their camouflage. They look like a little squirt of bird poop, and that's how they hide. But if you come up and you sort of go, ooh, what is that? And you put your finger nearby, 2 little red antennae type things will pop up. They're harmless. If your trees are small and newly planted, would be about the only time I'd get rid of them off of there, and hopefully you have a bigger tree that you can put them on. Only because they can defoliate a small tree and weaken it. And I'm saying one that's only been in the ground less than a year or so, or even less maybe than 2 years. An older tree, a more mature tree, they can handle the amount of foliage that they're going to consume, even with a pretty good population of them. So don't go out there and get squishing them or anything. They do become, or go, ooh, bird poop, and pick it off and fling it on the ground. You're doing just as much damage to them because you may not be able to get away from ants and things. But just realize that you are that is the larval form of the giant swallowtail butterfly. So butterflies are cool.
Butterflies are cool. It's kind of like a mean trick that God played on us, isn't it? He made them ugly when they're in their larva stage, and then beautiful in their.
I wouldn't necessarily say they're necessarily they're ugly as their camouflage. from predators.
Yeah.
But he actually made it as if it's sort of like its own little science project of their life. But it can frustrate us as people because they will just decimate your garden plants that I planted them and oh my God, they ate them all. But guess what you get? You get a gift at the end. And if you're lucky, you get to watch that chrysalis open.
Isn't that a wonderful thing, though, if you think about it? Wow.
I one time found a Luna moth cocoon. And I didn't know it was a Luna moth cocoon, and I found it on the ground. Whatever it was in had fallen over, it spilled out. And I picked it up, and I'm holding it, I'm looking at it, and I felt it move. And I went, oh, cool, this thing's alive. So I set it aside, and every few days or so, I'd just pick it up and hold it, and I guess the warmth of my hand would, and suddenly it would move a little bit. And I happened on accident to stop and look at it one day, and I had something I had to be doing, but it could wait for the 45 minutes it took for that to come out of there, because that was just so fascinating to watch it chewed a little hole in it.
Wow.
And come squeezing out, and they come in. The wings are all folded up, very, very small, and it just takes time for those wings to open and dry.
That's amazing.
Open and
Isn't
dry.
that amazing, really?
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic.
You called it a chrysalis? Is that what you called it?
No, that one was a cocoon because it was a moth, but the butterflies do the chrysalis.
I'm confused what the difference is.
They're two different animals.
But they go into a stage.
They go into a stage, and metamorphosis takes place.
So
but
cocoon and chrysalis is the same sort of thing.
It's a package in which they do their transformation. The butterflies, I think, are wrapped of their own. Well, I guess some of the moths are too. But the moth one, it was a much larger cocoon made up of fibers.
But the amount of time that they are in there, whether it's a chrysalis, whatever it's called, or a cocoon, that amount of time is a dividing point in their life from the larva stage to the butterfly stage.
Right.
Okay. So do you have one in your life? I mean, did you have a cocoon stage? A point in time where you were kind of stagnant and then you came out a totally different creature?
I don't know.
It's very philosophical.
It is.
I was thinking about that. Maybe I haven't gone through mine yet.
I was going to say between going through puberty is I don't know.
Oh yeah, that could be it. Yeah,
that might be ours.
So much more beautiful now.
Yeah. It's going from your infancy to that's why they say in human life it has nothing to do with gardening. We go through about every 7 years. That they say that you change.
Really?
Approximately. And sure, some people will be a little bit different. Well, you go from, your infancy into, by the time you're infant until you're 7 years old, you're very dependent upon everyone else. From 8 to 14, you're growing and changing.
And your first bicycle is at about 8.
Right. Yeah. You might be allowed to walk down the street by yourself to your friend's house at about 7, 7, and it varies, on that. But that's so. I think instead of having instar stages like insects do because their life cycles are so short, ours are much longer, so they're longer periods of time.
It's just amazing.
You figure when you hit 14, and then when you turn 21, 14, you're entering high school. 21, you are adulthood. You are legally able to sign contracts. You can do so. Generally, you're on your own, or you finished some.
You want to go back to
college.
7?
Yeah.
When you think about contracts, let's go back to 7.
Yeah. But that's
Gosh, we're almost out of time already.
I know.
Hard to believe. So what are you doing? Are you off today?
No, I have to go to work today. No, I close tonight. So. But that's okay.
Go see Carol Ann at Lowe's in Lady Lake.
Down in Lady Lake.
Look for Carol Ann in the gardening section.
In the garden department. Yep. Hopefully I'll be able to.
Bring her a leaf. Pretend you don't know that she's on the radio. Say, excuse me.
Can you tell me what this plant is?
What is this?
No, I love the questions that come in and go, I have this plant at home.
That's it?
Okay. Tell me about it. Well, it's green. Hey, we're getting somewhere now. How big is it? It's about, I don't know, 2 feet, 3 feet. Okay.
So far,
does
nothing.
it flower? I think so.
And what do they want to know?
They want to know what it is.
Oh, what it is?
Oh, it takes some work sometimes, but we get it figured out most of the time.
Do you work with somebody else? Maybe I can come in and prank somebody.
I
could bring in my apple tree in a cup. Should I keep it in here?
Do I need to plant this? Yes. Put it in the dirt.
Wait a minute. That's not your music.
No, it's not. But my music's coming up, or should be.
If I do my job.
Yeah, quit playing around.
If I do my job, your music comes out. There it is. There it is.
There we go.
All right. Well, thank you, Carolyn.
Thank you, Larry. Everybody have a wonderful day.
You too. Be careful and enjoy this beautiful weather.
Oh, most certainly.
All right. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Vice President Pence in Japan assuring Prime Minister Shinzo Abe that the U.S. is 100% behind Japan. President Trump, meanwhile, moving his America First agenda forward today, signing an executive order.
He's going to be going to Kenosha, Wisconsin to visit the Snap-on Tools factory. One of the things he's going to do is order a review of the H-1B visa program to ensure that only the highest skilled workers get access to H-1B visas.
Fox's John Roberts.
The executive order will also call for a review of Buy American policies at federal agencies to maximize